What's up, Panko fam? Thanks for joining me. Today we're going over my exact shoulders and arms routine as well as my thoughts on life. Like the number one trait that makes people successful, why I love the hate, and why stress is a blessing, and more. And of course, some tips on diet and training to maximize your progress. As well as some physique updates throughout the video and at the end. Really appreciate you joining me with that. Let's get into it, starting with a yap from the middle of my lift. When I was losing motivation on building my dream physique and getting into Harvard and all these other goals, here's a little daydream I would do that would take 5 minutes and lock me back in. I would close my eyes and I would imagine I was my future self 20, 30 years from now having not achieved this goal. Not because I went all in and failed, no, because I was lazy, because I didn't go all in. And I would imagine the regret. I would imagine laying in bed at night wondering, what if it was possible? What if I'd gone all in? How much could I have done for the world? How much could I have done for my loved ones? Who could I have become? And I imagine just wishing I could go back in time to myself right now and get that second chance to go all in and live with no regrets. And I would let that pain stir in me of knowing I would never get that second chance again. And then I would open my eyes and imagine I was put back in time with another chance to live with no regrets, to chase my dreams, to live a great story and see what happens. And then I would lock back in. No regrets, no what ifs. Do it for your future self. Alright, what's up, Panko fam? Today we're hitting Charms Day, shoulders and arms. I'm super excited. I got my pre-workout stack. Since it's a late night workout, I'm doing some Nitric. This is stim-free pre, aka does not have caffeine. And I'm taking some beta-alanine for the tingly feeling and some benefits as well. Shake that up. Someone asked me on my live stream if pre-workout is necessary. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it's definitely not. I worked out for years and built a very solid physique before ever using it. However, I actually think it's by far the most underrated supplement. Because while so many people look down on it as a crazy gym bro thing and say it's unnecessary, the truth is we all know the most important factor for building muscle and strength is intensity. And what increases intensity? Having a good pre-workout that pumps you up and maximizes your strength, focus, and energy. If you're gonna buy Gorilla Mode Nitric, 100% get Rainbow Sherbet. This is by far the best flavor. Next, we have a Rice Krispie for some quick carbs. Entering the calories into my notes app. I only track protein on the bulk and I track it very loosely, but on the cut I track calories and protein exactly. And lastly, we have the banana. As I always say, it's great to have some sort of quick carbs, some sugar like candy, Rice Krispie treat, whatever, something like that, and some fruit. Especially a banana. It's filling but not going to leave you bloated. It has potassium. It's perfect. I'm going to go down to the dining hall. I have a tiny bit of honey and salt and then I'll be fully ready. Biceps, triceps, every part of the shoulder, and some thoughts on life in between sets. Let's get into it. Let's hit a banger lift. Starting off with the Smith Machine shoulder press, doing one warm-up set and then 2 sets to failure. Here's my full warm-up set. And while I'm hitting this, let's go over my 3 nutritional keys for the cut. Number 1 is getting over 1 gram of protein per pound I weigh every single day. I'm actually getting about 1.2 right now. A bit extra to ensure no muscle loss. Number 2, healthy fats to ensure my hormones stay in check. Super important on the cut. Number 3, quick carbs before and after the workout. Before to maximize energy for the lift, and right after to restore your glycogen. A good tip to keep you full and energized is to spread out your meals throughout the day, especially spreading out the protein. You don't have to do just 3 meals. You can do 5, 6 small meals. Not completely necessary, but when I'm able to do this, it helps a lot. As for activity, I've started to make sure I get at least 10k steps per day. So every day I'm walking for at least an hour. Since I'm on the cut, I actually love to watch mukbangs while I walk. Super entertaining to watch other people eat amazing food and imagine you're doing it. I don't know, maybe I'm weird. Comment if you feel me. Do you guys like to watch other people eat when you're on the cut? You can also be more normal and just listen to music or call a friend. Regardless, get your steps in. The solution to so many problems is just stay busy. Hungry and craving that junk food, stay so busy you forget about it. Heartbroken, same thing. Stay so busy you don't even think about that. By the time you finish that task that was keeping you busy, the craving will have passed. Or that sad emotion will have passed. There's that saying that depression can't hit a moving target. And that's not to say staying busy and staying active will solve everything. Obviously there are mental health issues and so on. However, it's a huge solution to so many problems. A bored brain is a hungry brain. A bored brain is a sad brain. When you're bored and you let your thoughts run, that's when you replay old memories. That's when you start thinking about all this amazing junk food, all of these negative things you don't want to be thinking about. And the great thing is, like any emotion, all of these desires, all of these feelings are temporary. And that's the important thing. Don't let temporary emotions mess with your permanent plan. Keep yourself busy and whatever it is, let it pass. Anyways, I hope that helped you in some way. I use that idea of negative feelings passing for so many other things too. Like when I feel doubt and stress, this plan isn't going to work and all this work is me for nothing. I just tell myself this is a temporary feeling. Stick to the plan and let it pass. And when it does pass, your future self is going to be so glad you didn't fold and didn't lose any progress. Back to talking about activity on the cut because a lot of people ask about cardio. I don't do any intense cardio like running. You can do that if you enjoy it, but for bodybuilding purposes, for cutting as much fat as possible while keeping all of your muscle, it's ideal to keep it easy with some walking or stairs. And ideally, don't do your cardio before your lift. You want to have as much energy as possible for your lift, because maximum intensity and strength in the gym means not losing muscle, as long as you're also getting your protein in. Speaking of intensity, here's me finishing up that last rep. Ultimately, don't really worry about losing muscle on the cut. I'm working on a full video on how to cut perfectly, but overall, if you're hitting maximum intensity in the gym, getting your protein and getting sleep, you're gonna be good. Put in a lot of work to build this muscle and your body does not want to lose it. Quick physique check, checking out the pump so far, feeling pretty good. And now we're on to double cable bicep curls, doing 1 warm-up set and then 2 sets to failure. Now I feel inspired to talk about the one trait you need to have to be successful, why so many people get it wrong, and a 2-step process to incorporate it into your life. You have to be delusional long term. Everyone overestimates how much they can do short term in a few weeks or a few days and underestimates how much they can do in years. But the problem is, since they're overestimating how much they can do short term, when they don't immediately see those results, they quit. Or they change the plan. They say, oh, it's not working. Oh, it's not possible. It's not realistic. No, it's just that you're not going to see results immediately. So take your craziest, most delusional goal. That's your 1-day goal. And before you say, no, that's not possible, imagine working on it every single day, all in, for years at a time, 5, 10, 15 years. At a certain point, it becomes almost inevitable that you succeed. So don't fold on your dreams, don't fall back on plan B, don't be realistic, no, be delusional. And even if you fail, you'll still end up in an amazing spot with an amazing story. Now that you have your 1-day goal, work backwards and create your today goal. For example, if your 1-day goal is your dream physique, 6% body fat, shredded, jacked, your today goals are simply hit your protein, no junk food, hit your workout for 1 hour, get your sleep. That's it, nothing else. My point of all this is your dreams are possible, you're just not thinking long term enough. With the right time frame, anything is possible. But you have to be okay with not seeing any results for a way longer time than you realize. Bottom line, crazy, big, delusional long-term goals, your 1-day goals, broken up into tiny, tiny baby steps that you can do each day. So don't let anyone tell you it's unrealistic. Anyone who has ever done anything extraordinary in life has been told their dreams are unrealistic. It's simply a sign that you're dreaming big enough. In fact, if no one's telling you your goals are unrealistic, you need to think bigger. And as I always say, it's better to be unrealistic and completely fail, but have that experience, have that story, than to be realistic and safe and lame. Now, as I finish up this set of bicep curls, as you can see, my form really starts to break down. I'm swinging it up, I'm moving my shoulders, and so on. This is okay, I'm doing it safely, and I'm squeezing out some extra intensity. Low volume, high intensity, maximum gains. Done with set 1, resting real quick. Don't be afraid to scroll on your phone, relax, it's okay, you need your rest time. I rest 3 to 5 minutes, varying depending on the exercise, sometimes even more for something like legs. Speeding up this set real quick so I can show you guys the last few reps. Now we're done with bicep curls, quick pump check, and now we're on to lateral delts doing single arm cable lateral raises. As usual, 1 warm-up set and then 2 sets to failure. I don't rest in between arms on the warm-up sets, but I do rest in between arms on the real sets. 2 to 3 minutes usually. I don't know about you guys, but I actually love the burn of lateral delt raises. It just feels so good. Not nearly as fun as my favorite, a chest pump, but still really awesome. But what about you guys? I'd love to hear what your guys' favorite muscles are to train. Work so long term that you outlast failure. These obstacles, these challenges can only last for so long. It's a war of attrition. Are you willing to show up every single day until eventually the challenges, the obstacles, they give up? You're not doing anything crazy. You're simply getting up every single day and doing it again. Eventually the struggles have to let up. You have to get lucky and get your big break, and then you make it. That's the idea. You outlast the failures. Just show up. That's really all it is. Don't overthink it. Just show up today. And then do that enough days in a row until the results have no choice. Always focus on the input. 10 grams of creatine plus sweating a lot plus eating a lot of protein means I'm always thirsty and always need hydration. So make sure you always have water on you. Taking a second to relax, vibe to my music, and now we're back to it. One suggestion I have for the cut, but also just for life, is to not make things harder than they need to be. Progress over perfection. Now what do I mean by this? If you have cravings, use diet soda, use caffeine. If you're struggling to get your protein in, use protein powder, protein bars, protein chips, anything you enjoy. Yes, all of these behaviors are unhealthy if taken to an extreme, but my point is, instead of focusing on getting everything perfect, use things like caffeine to lock in, music to make the workout more fun, diet soda and other diet hacks to destroy cravings. Use every tool you possibly can. Time to round out those shoulders and build a 3D look with rear delt cable flies. 1 warm-up, 2 sets to failure. Keep a slight bend at the elbow and pull at about a 45-degree angle. And I'd like to add something on to what I was talking about progress over perfection. There's never going to be a hack that makes it easy. So you can't be surprised when it's hard. You can't run away from it being hard. You can't look for a secret workaround. When you want something that so many people want yet so few have, there has to be a reason. It's because it's hard to get. It's because it sucks. And the sooner you embrace that and stop running from it, the easier it's going to be to deal with. I tell myself, you knew it was going to be hard. This is what hard feels like. This is why everyone else quits. So while you can do things to make it a little bit easier on yourself, ultimately you have to embrace the struggle. I recently started using these D handles for the rear delt flies and it's helped a lot. You can really lock in your palm into the handle and not focus on your grip strength at all, which helps a lot with mind-muscle connection. For most muscles, I do different exercises on different days, like doing cable curls on one bicep routine day and dumbbell curls on another. But this is the only exercise I do for rear delts consistently. It just has the best range of motion that I've found. Now it's time to hit triceps, doing double cable tricep extensions, 1 warm-up set, and then 2 sets to failure. Vibing to the music real quick, having a good time, the pump's starting to hit. As always, I'm not really fighting demons in the gym. This is the most fun time of the day. I love the gym, I love chasing something, I love getting better. It's all a blessing, it's all an opportunity. I'm having fun with it. Which reminds me of a conversation I had with a friend recently. We talked about how having no responsibility and no stress sounds great in theory, but in reality, no responsibility means no purpose. And no purpose means no fulfillment. So if you're stressed about something, if you have responsibilities to deal with, and I'm not just talking about the gym here, I'm talking about everything in life. Family and friends, for example. That's a blessing. What a blessing it is to care enough about something to be stressed over it. That's a beautiful thing. So be grateful for it all. And speaking of being grateful, I'm grateful for this next tricep exercise, doing 1 warm-up set and then 2 sets to failure of overhead tricep extension. Side note, make sure you're resting for a few minutes after your warm-up set. Here's why hate has never bothered me and why it shouldn't bother you either. You have to realize that hate and judgment and people making fun of you, it all comes from insecurity. A successful entrepreneur is not going to make fun of you for starting a business. An influencer is not going to make fun of you for posting. The people who will judge you are the people who see you as above them. For whatever reason, you bring out certain insecurities in them. Please think about it. If you're doing great in life, if you're truly happy with yourself, you're not thinking about leaving hate comments, you're not thinking about being jealous of other people, you're not getting mad at other people. You're doing your thing, you're focused on yourself, you're happy with yourself. You want to support them, you want to celebrate their success. And if you do find yourself being angry at other people just for their success without doing anything wrong, check yourself and realize that there is an insecurity within you that you need to work on. So I don't get mad at my haters, I genuinely feel bad for them. Something's going on in their life that makes them feel the need to leave a hate comment. And that genuinely makes me sad. So I respond with love and I wish them the best. And that's what you should too for your critics. So if someone's taking jabs at you, judging you, making fun of you for trying, sometimes even friends disguising insults as jokes, the important thing is not taking whatever they say to heart and actually thinking it means anything. It doesn't. It says way more about them than it does about you. Lock in. Another important point is I actually love the hate. I disagree with the advice, don't listen to the hate. You should listen to it, you should let it fire you up. It makes it so much more fun. It wouldn't be nearly as fun if everyone believed in you and everyone was rooting for you and everyone wanted to see you succeed. No, it's 10 times more fun when people doubt you and people tell you it's not going to work and when people make fun of you. Because you can use that to fuel the fire. To be clear, yes, you're doing it for yourself, the world, and your loved ones. However, if people are giving you free motivation through this hate, there's nothing wrong with using it for some extra fuel. Remember, the haters, the doubters, the critics, they make it feel 10 times better when you make it. So I'm just glad they make the journey even more fun. Making sure I'm in frame real quick, and now it's time for rope hammer curls, doing 1 warm-up set and then 2 sets to failure. Feeling great, this is another exercise I really like. And while I hit these sets, let's talk about an important lesson not many people realize. The end result is all that matters. For example, for the SAT, a lot of people make fun of me because I studied over 200 straight days, when most people study for just a few weeks or a few days or not at all. So I got so many comments saying, oh, I got the same score, I only studied for 2 days. That's great, but I'm just not naturally smart. I'm not a genius, I'm not naturally good at math, so I had to make up with that with sheer volume of work. But guess what, at the end of the day, I got my dream score and I got into my dream college. So yes, because math isn't my strong suit, I had to take a different path. Similarly, in middle school, a few of my friends had abs, and they ate whatever they wanted, they just naturally had them. And that drove me crazy because I was trying so hard and was not as lean as them. But I made up for it by cutting out all cheat meals for years, and doing thousands of push-ups and sit-ups, sometimes over 1,000 a day. And yes, you can get into the science of that's too much volume, it's not necessary, whatever. But the point is, I didn't have the natural genetics they had, but I made it happen and still got to that end point of having that six-pack. My point is, no one cares about your circumstances. All that matters is the end result, and all that matters is that you get there in the end. Now I'm resting up for a bit because we have one more set and gotta push with maximum intensity every single time. I know it's super hard when you're exhausted at the end of the workout and you're training a muscle you're not really prioritizing or care that much about, but you have to finish with maximum intensity so you can go home proud of yourself. If you do 99% of your workout with maximum effort, but then for the last few sets you put in half effort, you're going to go home knowing you could have done a little bit more. Finish strong even when it's the end of the workout and it's not your favorite muscle, whatever. Do it so you can go home knowing you gave it your all and could not have gone any harder. I slowed down in the cut for spring break to relax for a second, but now we're 100% locked back in and taking it even more aggressive. Adding in the 10K steps per day, no cheat days, no cheat meals whatsoever, we're locked in. We're going to be cool for the summer. I've posted a few videos on what I eat in a day in my day in the life videos. I'm going to keep posting them so that you guys can see exactly what I'm eating, what I'm doing, and what I'm thinking as I get shredded. And obviously I'm so far from shredded, but I really appreciate you guys being here at this part of the journey. It's all up from here, and you guys are the day one supporters. We're all going to get shredded together. All right, we're back at the dorm. I have a plate of chicken breast right here with yellow mustard, some 0-calorie sauce, everything weighed out of course, and some Gorilla Mind protein powder which I'll mix in with water. My favorite flavor, blueberry muffin. That's the post-workout meal to get some protein in, then I'm going to take a little walk, get some steps in, get some work done, and then go to bed. Really appreciate watching, it means a lot. Please comment if you have any questions or any videos you want to see next. I'll be happy to answer any questions, happy to make those videos. And I truly hope something in this video helped you or inspired you. Please like and subscribe, and most importantly, stay locked in because we're all headed to the top together.